do we do this?
Normally he's going to come on there and maybe show a few highlights. Then he may show the rundown, and then probably it's more interviews. The rundown may not come till the end.
Okay. And welcome to the NASCAR.com post-race show. Special paint scheme. Prolific day at the Michigan International Speedway for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Breaking out of the winless streak after 4 years, hoisting the trophy high as a Quicken Loans 400 winner. Hello everyone. Two-time Michigan winner Larry McReynolds, Matt Yoakum. What a great day here at the Michigan International Speedway, Larry Mac. 45 years of racing here, and we've seen so many dominating runs, and Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s win today, certainly one of them.
Well, and Matt, you worked the pits for that 88 team, and you know, he started 15th. He fell well outside the top 20. But there about lap 11, Steve Letarte, they decided to make a major swing, a major chassis adjustment. They put a spring rubber in that left rear spring because Junior couldn't even think about putting the throttle down, and boy, did that bring that 88 car to life.
That car was a rocket from that point on, and when you could listen to the voice of Steve Letarte on the radio all day, much of like the past 2 years, calm, reserved, and you could hear it this year. The big change in Junior, we've talked about it. This year, he almost mirrors Steve Letarte. Never gets excited, and you never heard that more today, except for maybe the final 15 laps, because Junior kept calling out, by the way, there's no debris on the bottom. That's just a big chunk of rubber. Track's clear every 2 or 3 laps.
Well, you think about Steve Letarte, this is his second year with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 team, but it ended a 115 race winless streak for Steve Letarte. But those guys, they've just been so solid all year long. They've been a model of consistency. That's their 12th top 10 finish. That mirrors the number of top 10s he had total last year. He led more laps at Pocono and here today at Michigan combined than he even led total last year. But I think Pocono and Michigan has been a statement by Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that race team, because even with the model of consistency, completing every lap, these two races, and they showed it and backed it up today, were races they made the statement, we can win races.
And when you look at this weekend, Larry Mack, this is one of those weekends. So many challenges, but yet they were poised and they overcame them. To have such a curveball thrown for every driver in the field, going from one brand of, one compound of tire and then swapping over to another entirely new brand of Goodyear for today on the left side. So it created a lot of high speeds on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, a lot of drama. And kicking it off, and the guy who is the fastest man in Michigan, he had to sit like everyone else as we waited out about a 2-hour rain delay. The floodgates opened, the sun came out, and of course, a few friends along the way had some fun.
And that was like magic to our ears when we finally heard there was jet dryers fire up.
Absolutely. Marcos Ambrose, Mr. 200 plus, led the field to green, but then trouble. Kurt Busch, former Michigan winner, issues off turn 2, damaged the left front corner.
Yeah, that was on lap 2, and then lap 121 after major repairs, another spin by Kurt Busch. Kurt, after being gone a week, finishes 30th, 6 laps down, not the way he wanted to make his comeback.
Tires, another storyline here today, just like yesterday. Blistering issues, several contenders throughout the day. Not as big a problem, but still, it was a concern up and down pit road.
Even with that harder left side tire, these guys were still running record speeds.
And then lap 127, Joey Logano, last week's winner. Trouble off turn 2, his day. The first of the 3 Joe Gibbs cars to have trouble. And then here he is, Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, this was on the restart after the wreck with his teammate Joey Logano. Not a very good day for Joe Gibbs Racing, because throwing the fact that Kyle Busch had his 3rd engine failure in a row, not what they were looking for here at Michigan.
The fire, several different crew members from different teams helped get Hamlin out of the race car. And then here he is, driver 88. The man who's been most consistent, completed all laps in 2012, finally breaks through and scores his first win in 4 long years.
4 years or 1,462 days, ever how you want to slice it or dice it.
And there he is, the 4th win in 2012 by Hendrick Motorsports, the big thumbs up, and the first person that told him big congratulations when he got to victory lane, his boss man, Mr. H, on the phone.
Boy, the confidence in that young man, though, I'm telling you, he is strutting his stuff right now.
And then there's Tony Stewart, who finished 2nd, a guy whose season, since about the 2nd month, has been like a heart monitor, up and down, good, consistent day.
How about Jimmy Johnson finishes 5th? You see he started 42nd. They had to change engines before this race.
And Marcos Ambrose, our pole sitter, he finishes 9th. Kevin Harvick, the closer, 10th. Hey, and go back to 8th, Juan Pablo Montoya. He matches his best career finish of 2012 with an 8th. And then there's Brad Keselowski driving the captain's Blue Deuce, 13th. And as you go down through, Larry Mack, you look at the guys that needed to have good runs. Some pulled them out, but guys like Ryan Newman trying to lock down one of those wild card chase spots. Consistent, but got off a little bit on one cycle when he had a blistered right rear. He comes home today 15th.
Yeah, you can see it started at the rear of the field with an engine change. Ryan Newman does not have a top 10 finish since that win at Martinsville.
And as we further go down through the standings, Mark Martin fast all weekend, just inside the top 30. And then Trevor Bayne, the Wood Brothers' famous 21. He had issues. He started 5th, early exit for the 21.
Yeah, we had 8 cautions here today, so we're back to having cautions again.
Tweets as we go to Twitter from Danica Patrick. Way to go, boss. Great job to see Junior back in victory lane. And then more from Twitterville. As you look at Twitter, has to be lighting up.
Well, Twitter's going to blow up, and they better be putting temporary seats in Sonoma now that Dale Earnhardt Jr. won this week at Michigan.
And what about Brad Paisley, country music star? Junior, hallelujah.
There's a lot of people saying hallelujah today.
Celebration big time in Junior Nation is number 88, high atop the scoring pylon here at the Michigan International Speedway. First time in 4 years.
And you think about it, only 4 points out of the lead now with, what, 11 races to go before the chase. They're getting to the point now where they don't have to look as much over their shoulder back there to who's 11th in points because they keep stretching it out.
Now, Larry Mack, you've been in that position before. And even with Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s dad, the Big E, you go on a winless streak. You finally break through. What does this do, not only for the celebration part and you feel like you've got the pressure off your back, but for the first, second, third, fifth race from that victory? What does it do momentum-wise?
Well, I think you take that and you add in the fact of the way they've been performing, the way they've been running, the way they've been qualifying. I would say that we could see an outbreak of wins by Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Steve Letarte. One more win. Remember, stay in the top 10 in points. We just keep chalking those bonus points up to start the chase. Heard Steve Letarte even talk about now the chase is getting closer.
And as we inch ever closer, you look at this stretch for them. And like you said, okay, now they've got some breathing room. But some other drivers did not have a good day. Guys that need to have strong runs and need to get a win to try to lock in a spot. And one of those was our inside tracks driver, Carl Edwards, in the 99 team.
Oh, you got sweaty palm.
All right, boys.
Whoever's I'm over.
We know the deal. We're in a hole today. Bad qualifying, bad spot, good spot on pit road. Let's do the best we can, hit the shit out of this thing today, and hopefully we'll come home with we'll take a top 5 to start with. And if we're in contention, we'll take this thing home and win it. Let's do the best job we can, focus up today, no mistakes, and let's win on 3. 1, 2, 3, win!
I probably should have put sunblock on. Yeah, I didn't either.
51's up there hitting the wall. He's wrecking right in front of you, right in front of you. Just slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Keep it straight. There you go. Yellow is up.
You think you ran over any debris, buddy?
Negative.
Tim?
Yeah, just absolutely no grip in traffic. None. Terrible. And it's on the left side, left front a little bit when I'm trying to turn the center, left rear, everywhere else.
10-4, about 10-4. We'll do 4 here. We'll do that front adjustment. I'm going to do a little air pressure too.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We got the adjustments done. We wanted to get done there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come around that 78. Hazards of the job, bud. You did good. Nice work, fellas. Nice work. Bender, let's go back to stickers. Back to stickers. Tires look good there, bud. Tires look good on us. There are some cars having trouble, 48 and 16. The 48 were front tires. The 16 was a right rear. 75 to go when you take it. 75. We stop one more time. Things are looking good here for the points, bud. Let's just make this happen.
And that's our inside tracks from TNT here at the Michigan International Speedway. Carl Edwards. You heard and listened to his up and down day. Taking a look at the championship standings as we count down toward the race to decide the chase. That's Richmond. Matt Kenseth still atop the point standings, Larry Mack.
And you see Jimmy Johnson, he went by Denny Hamlin, moved into 4th now here with 11 races to go. Denny Hamlin, of course, had that late race crash and did not finish this race.
And there are so many drivers outside the top 10 who are Brad Keselowski fans because he has 2 wins. And here are some guys, no wins and 1 win. Carl Edwards, now just 2 points back of Keselowski in 10th. Kyle Busch, another disappointing week. 3rd straight week, engine failure.
Yeah, they've got to be scratching their head. Right now, if the chase started now, Kyle Busch and Ryan Newman, they would have those wild card spots with each having that 1 win.
And when you look at today, what was the one thing that stood out to you, the most dominating storyline besides Dale Jr. breaking back in the victory lane?
Well, I've got to tip my hat to NASCAR and to the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company because we came here with a repaved racetrack that had a ton of grip. Marcus Ambrose, he becomes the fastest man in NASCAR in over 25 years, qualified at over 203 miles per hour. We had 19 drivers qualify over 200. But because the speeds were up so much, there was so much heat here. It was 30 degrees warmer than when they did the tire test. They called the audible. They changed the tire. They gave the team 75 minutes of practice last night. Everyone did what they had to do. We know we still had some issues today, but don't know that anyone wrecked a race car because of tearing a tire up. Everyone just did what they had to do.
About a month ago, I went through the garage area talking to several different crew chiefs and polling them. I saw so many that had heartburn over this stretch of the year. New pavement at Pocono, new pavement here at Michigan, a lot of concern about what they would see. And to me, Pocono, great race. Today here at MIS, another great race.
Yeah, I mean, we're back to some things for whatever reason. I don't know if anybody truly knows, but as I said a while ago, we're back to having some cautions. We're not destroying race cars, but we're back to these guys doing a little side-by-side beating and banging, and we're having some great racing. Had it at Pocono, had it at Michigan. Now we're going to go road course racing, and the thing about Sonoma, the last 7 races, 7 different winners, I think we'll have number 8 when we get there
I
next week.
love this stretch of the year. We're going to Sonoma, which is like the Bristol of road courses. This is where you'll see guys bump and gouge just like the old days on the short tracks because it's so tough to pass. And then we've got a great stretch with Kentucky, Daytona, New Hampshire. A really interesting mix.
And if last year was any indication, this is where they kind of go back and break out. Boys, have at it. You hit me once, I'm going to come back and hit you twice. So.
Well, let's go back and check out Twitterville. A few more tweets. Done. Dale Jr. Hashtag NASCAR from Jim Cassidy. And even Miss Sprint Cup. Way to go, Dale Jr. Qualified himself for the 2013 Sprint All-Star Race. No more fan vote needed if he couldn't race his way in. He is locked in for the big money show.
Boy, our showdown race is getting smaller and smaller. Just think about it. He is the 11th different winner we've already had now in 2012.
And if you look at the journey that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has had since he went to Hendrick Motorsports, the very first race for Rick Hendrick was the shootout, and he scored that win. And then he went winless until Michigan, won on fuel mileage. And Larry Mack, it's been an up and down journey the past 4 years.
But I've got to say that journey right now is up, and it may just keep climbing up.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr., Junior Nation, they add a second Michigan victory to his racing resume, and the celebration commencing all across America. We'll see you next week at Sonoma.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. back to victory lane.